Hi everyone. In this presentation, you're going to learn the basic information you need to work with ZoomPhone, the awesome new phone system that uses the Zoom client on your computer or smartphone. If you're going to use a headset at your computer, you'll want to double check it's plugged into a USB port on your computer. The headset UCS offered leading up to the ZoomPhone launch is entirely plug and play on Mac and Windows, so you won't need to install special drivers. If you have a private office and a computer with a built-in speaker and microphone, you don't necessarily need to use a headset, but your calls will probably sound better with a headset. Let's say it's the start of your workday, and you want to be able to place and receive calls. Your Western Zoom account, which ZoomPhone is a part of, is now linked to Portal. The first step is to log into Portal. Now find the Zoom application on your computer. If you're using a WOU-owned computer on campus, you may have noticed we automatically installed Zoom for you. On Windows, look for a blue Zoom icon on the desktop. You could also click the Start menu and type ZOOM. On a Mac, look in your Applications folder for Zoom or open a Spotlight search and type ZOOM. If you don't see it, you can find a download link at the web address shown at the end of this video. In this example, my Zoom client has the logon screen displayed because I wasn't already logged into Zoom. We're going to click the SSO button, but just a quick note first. To use ZoomPhone, it's important to be sure you're logged in as your Western licensed Zoom account. So if Zoom launches without asking you to log in and you're not sure if you're using the right account, for example, you don't see a phone tab, or you hit that annoying 40-minute limit, just click your profile icon in the top right, then sign out at the bottom of the menu. Now you'll see the login screen and can click the SSO button. SSO stands for Single Sign-On, and it means you don't have to log into Zoom separately if you're already logged into Portal. By the way, if you see a dialog box asking what our company's SSO domain is, enter WOU-EDU. But this field should be automatically filled in if you're on a WOU-owned computer. Now I'm in Zoom. If this is the first time I'm using the headset on this computer, I'll verify Zoom has the headset selected for audio. Click the settings icon in the top right. It's the little gear. Select Audio on the left and confirm that your headset is the speakers and the microphone. There's a really neat feature to choose here too. If your computer has a speaker and you click Use Separate Audio Device to play ringtone, you can play the ringing sound out of the speakers but still use the headset for call audio. And I'm going to set the ringing volume fairly high too. That means you'll still hear the ringing sound if you're near your computer but don't have your headset on. Great. Now I'm logged into Zoom and I've set up my headset. Now I'll take care of something powerful I'll only need to do once. Look at the Home section in Zoom. Okay, do you see my schedule here? It's empty right now. We're going to connect Google Calendar and Contacts to Zoom. You may have already done this when we were using just Zoom meetings, but if you haven't, you'll really want to do it now that you have ZoomPhone. Go back to Portal and click the new blue Zoom icon at the top. From the Zoom profile page, scroll down to Configure Calendar and Contacts Service. Click that button and confirm Google is selected with write permissions on Calendar and Contacts. Then click Next. Select your Gmail account. I'll click Continue now, and that's it. If I peek back at Zoom's Home section, now I see my upcoming Google Calendar items. The reason this is so useful isn't that now I have a new way to see my schedule, although that is handy. If you have one of the larger old phones with all the buttons on the right side, you know you could see if a person you wanted to call was already on a call because her light was green on your phone. Zoom does that too. If you search for someone in Zoom and she's on a Zoom meeting or Zoom phone call, her name will have a red camera or phone icon overlaid on her picture profile. But if she's connected to her Google Calendar, you'll even see a little red calendar icon overlaid so you know if the person you're trying to reach is already occupied in a meeting. And that's not the only reason we've linked Google. I'll show you another nifty feature with contacts in a minute. I'll click the Phone tab now. In the Phone section's default view, I have a dialing area on the right and a panel on the left with 4 functions: History, Voicemail, Lines, and SMS, or text messages. To call someone in ZoomPhone, I'll put my headset on, click my mouse on Enter a name or number, and type out the extension. There's another cool way you can dial, and that's just by entering the person's name. There are actually a few more ways to place a call, which we'll cover in other documentation. When someone calls me, I'll see a screen like this. This pop-up has the caller's information and also tells me what number the caller is calling for. That's important if you answer a call queue because you can differentiate between direct calls or calls to a shared number. If you click Accept, you'll answer the call. If you don't accept the call, then in most cases the call will be sent to your voicemail. In some cases, like a call queue, the call will go to the next available agent. Now we're on a call. First, you might notice that if the person you're talking to is another staff member calling from her Zoom phone line, the sound quality of the call is incredibly clear. It's not just your imagination, it really is a significant improvement. Okay, you can mute your mic by pressing mute in the top left, and hold is in the center and plays hold music for the caller. You can transfer calls by answering the call, then click transfer, and type out the person or phone number you're transferring to. That's the menu for the transfer type. You can select a warm transfer, blind transfer, or transfer to voicemail. Warm transfer means you'll talk to your colleague first before transferring the call. You could say something like, "I have Bob calling again about account 1234. Then you'd complete the transfer by clicking the blue Complete Transfer button. Or you could back out of the transfer by clicking Cancel Transfer. Blind transfer means you'll directly connect the caller to the person you're transferring to without a heads-up conversation. And to voicemail will connect the caller to the voicemail of the line you're transferring to. Conference calls work like this. First, you'll call one party. Then you'll press Add Call and type out the number to call and press Enter. When he answers, click the Merge Call arrow icon and pick the first call in the little menu to create a 3-way call. 3 parties is as many as we can have in Zoom Phone, but if you need a larger group, that's easy to accomplish by moving the call to a Zoom meeting. Oh yeah, you can move any active call to a full Zoom meeting in seconds. If you've ever started a conversation with a coworker about a file you're collaborating on, you may have found yourself in a situation where it would help to actually see and interact with the document together. Watch this now. Shay, Tom here. Do you have a minute to go over a PowerPoint I'm working on this morning? All right, let's go into a Zoom meeting. Okay, great. There you are. Good to see you, Shay. Just click Meet, and in a few seconds, everyone will be in a Zoom meeting with chat, screen share, video recording, and so on. It's easy to add more colleagues by using the invite dialog. It's the up arrow next to participants, or you can open it with the keyboard shortcut Alt-I on Windows or Command-I on Mac. That's about it for basic call controls. Now looking over on the left, first in this panel is the History tab. It's a record of your call history, including calls you've placed, answered, and missed. It's easy to call back one of these numbers by mousing over it and clicking the phone icon. Or you can click the 3 dots to send him a text message, or block this caller from calling you again if he's a persistent salesperson or other nuisance caller. Next to the right is voicemail. You can review, playback, callback, or delete your messages, all without leaving the Zoom app. Zoom will even try to perform speech-to-text conversion so you can quickly scan the details of the caller's message. And I know you're wondering if the voicemails will still go to your email. Yes, new voicemails will go to your email with the audio attached and now with a transcription too. The next section over is lines, where you'll see any calls you have active. This section is really useful if you've established delegation between yourself and another user. Delegation in Zoom is a cool feature that allows an assistant to handle her supervisor's phone calls. It's a feature activated by you, the end user, and I'll cover it more in separate documentation. The last section is SMS. Everyone's phone at WOU can now send and receive text messages. You can text other WOU numbers, yes, but this may be particularly useful for faculty to communicate with students without the scheduling or time commitment of a phone call. ZoomPhone's text messages do support pictures and emoji. SMS messages are threaded, meaning grouped, by contact and the time that you messaged them. Great. That covers the essentials and a little more of the ZoomPhone section in the Zoom client. By the way, the interface and capabilities are almost identical on the Android and iOS app. So if you plan to use your portable phone as a complementary or even primary device, it's like you just saw two trainings in one. Now we'll return to the Zoom web interface, where most of the user preferences are set. Back in the WOU portal, click that blue Zoom icon. Now click Phone on the left if it wasn't already selected. The first two sections in your phone area are History and Voicemail, which both present the same information you'll find in the Zoom application, but with a little more detail and filtering flexibility. Next is Recording, and we're working on documentation for the Zoom recording features in ZoomPhone now. Last and most importantly is Settings. For now, let's concentrate on the call handling section in Settings. The first change you might make is setting your personal business hours. This is significant if you're also using ZoomPhone from a smartphone that you'll have near you at home and don't want to answer work calls after hours. You can click Edit, then choose Custom Hours to select the time ranges you want to answer Western calls. Incoming calls outside of your work hours will go to your voicemail without ringing your phone. Leave the next couple of options at their defaults. It's a really great idea for everyone to record a voicemail greeting that states your name and your role at the university. To record your greeting, click Audio Library under Greeting in menu. Now this is something great. In ZoomPhone, you can store many different voicemail greetings. If you have a break in teaching between terms, you could have a special voicemail greeting for that purpose, another for vacation, and another generic greeting. Those other greetings will be listed here if you choose to record them. For now, click Add Audio. Click Record by Computer, and if your web browser asks for permission to use your microphone, click Accept or Allow. Now click Next, then Record, and then record your greeting. Click Stop and then Add. Zoom will select the greeting you just recorded, and you can rename it here as well. Then you'll just click Use the Audio. And check out Allow Callers to Reach an Operator. The veteran wolves watching will remember when we all had a zero out option in our voicemail. It's a feature that allows you to specify an alternative answer point for callers that want assistance immediately. Zero out is back with ZoomPhone. Click Allow Callers to Reach an Operator, and in the pane that appears underneath, specify your zero out destination. Now, when you record your greeting, remember to say something like, "If you need help right away, please press 0 to be connected to my teammate, manager, or front desk," or whatever is appropriate for your situation. Have a great time with ZoomPhone. Try moving a phone call with another WOU caller to a full Zoom meeting. Check out how convenient it is to have Zoom on your smartphone, And if you have any questions, please visit this website address. Thank you.